Hi guys, welcome to Naza's Circus. How are you guys doing? Today, this episode is not going to be too long. Why you already started laughing? I wouldn't even started. Guys, today I have my friend and my personal person. I'll let her introduce herself, and I'm sure some of you already know who this is. So go ahead, lady.
Hi everyone, it's Duchess Iphie, the intimacy strategist, aka relationship, sex, and intimacy coach. Long title.
That title is long, but it captures everything that you do, so it's fine. It's fine. So guys, today what we've decided to do is just to have a question and answer session. It's Valentine's period, Abby. Everybody's feeling loved up. We're not really going to dwell so much on love. We're just going to dwell on relationships. So I've come up with questions. Duchess will respond. I will ask. It's a question and answer session. No, because I'm not going to talk too much. You're going to, yes, question and answer.
Excuse me, that does not work. It does not work.
Okay, I'll chip in. But I'll ask Duchess some questions. She'll respond. And yes, it's going to be fun. We don't want to keep it too serious. So yes. Duchess, my first question for you is...
Oh, gosh.
They're not complicated questions, and I know you can handle them. Do you know why I came up with this question and answer thing?
Why?
Because when we do you and I, when we record, we go from Katako to London, from London to America, from America to Somalia and back.
Are you trying to say that we're not focused? Is that what you're trying to say? That we're not focused?
No, we're focused, but we go everywhere and then we come back to the focus and go everywhere and come back.
But you see, that's what makes us unique.
True.
That's what makes it. But we'll try. Okay, we'll try to be focused this time around. We will try.
Yeah,
we'll try. You know.
But today we can't. We don't have to be focused today because it's question and answer, so we can go whatever. But if we're doing like a specific topic, we go round and round. But it's fun. But that's what we do.
Okay, cool.
So that's why I came up with this question. So my first question is it really important to know your partner's love language?
Oh, yes, I think it's very important, and I'll explain why. Some people say, "What is even love language in the first place?" So let me kind of give an intro onto love languages. So love languages basically introduced by, and I'm going to probably make this. I feel it's Dr. Gray, but I may be wrong. But I'm sure his surname starts with G. But I think it's Dr. Gray. He introduced that there are ways that people like to be predominantly loved. We all like to be loved in every way, but it's about what is your preferred style of being loved. And that's why we need to know each other's love language. So love languages, and I don't know why I always get 4 out of 5, but I will try my best. So it's words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, physical touch, and quality time. Hey, I got it. Praise the Lord. So anyway, so the idea is that if you know your partner's preferred way of being loved, then there is less dissatisfaction. Now, unfortunately, what most people do is they tell people their love language, but still love the person the way that they want to be loved. So, for example, my love language is quality time. It used to be actually acts of service, but I realized it's actually quality time. Now, if Chinazo is my partner and hers is gifts, receiving gifts, but I now always do quality time with her, she's going to be frustrated. It's not like she doesn't enjoy quality time with me.
But that's not my own.
But that's not what makes her excited. It's not what floats her boat. And that's where we now make the mistake that we love people the way we want to love them instead of the way that they want to be loved. And the easiest way to kind of have an idea of how people want to be loved is to know their love languages. That's why I feel it's important. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. So basically you're saying it's not just about finding out what the love language is. Use that person's love language to love them.
Exactly.
Don't just ask them, okay, what's your love language?
Exactly. And I know some people will be listening to this and say, but I like all of them. True. See, I like all of them. We all like all of them. But we have preferences. Yes, I like gifts because anybody want to buy me Range Rover.
you already have one, rest.
But what I'm saying is that realistically, once the gift you give me is amazing and is going to be appreciated, spending time with you is more important. Is what fills me up. It what keeps me going. It what makes me feel as that this relationship is what I want it to be or what I need it to be for me. So the other ones are all nice. So when you meet someone and they tell you, oh, I like all of them, I would say take the test, because some are equal, some are the difference is not that much, but it gives you an insight. So even if you're mixing the 1 and 2, you will know that the frustration is reduced than if you are now going to do the one that is the last and neglecting the first. If you can do all 5, praise the Lord. But there is one that really just gets them excited. And that's why I always laugh when people say, oh, some people are gold diggers. It's not necessarily that they're gold diggers per se. It's just that they like receiving gifts. It's what floats their boat. And it's not always that they want expensive gifts. They just want a gift.
Yeah.
Literally.
Me, I like that. I think mine is the one of gifts. And like I said, I don't care if it's a pen or a pencil. If it's nicely wrapped, that's even better.
Oh, you see?
With a card.
And people should tell people.
Yeah, true. Okay, that's good. So thank you for clarifying that.
See, we're focused.
Next, yes, we're focused. See, maybe we should start doing this thing. We're having questions. So my next one is, do zodiac signs really mean anything when we want to check compatibility with, when you meet somebody? Because for me, I know my zodiac sign, but I don't know anything else about anybody else's, or whether we're compatible or not compatible. I don't know. I don't even know what the other signs are. So, but some people are really into it. What do you think?
For me, I think it's a case of, if you believe in it, it is what it is for you. Because it's a belief. Because you also have to remember that, okay, so if I think about myself, when I was younger, anything regarding zodiac sign was of the devil. Because I was, growing up in the church, it was of the devil, because the only person that can predict anything as far as we're concerned was God. And there's still some people that believe in that, and that's how they live their life. So they don't want to know anything about star signs, zodiac signs, anything, forecast, nothing. They're not interested in any of that. And if you mention it, as far as they're concerned, you're the spawn of the devil. Some other people use it, who are even still in the church, but they don't use it because they want to forecast what the future would be. So they don't go to the tarot card readers or the palm readers and all those kind of things. They use it to understand compatibility, because rightly or wrongly, we still have some core traits that come from somewhere. Either we are aware of them and we kind of lean into them and say, yeah, this is who I am, or we don't know and we just still do what we do. So people like to understand that if I know your star sign, for instance, is Virgo, and if I remember correctly, reading about Virgos, and trust me, she doesn't even know that I know this. And I know this for different
I'm looking at you like, okay.
So Virgos, they are clean freaks. They are particular about they like things in a certain way. They don't, but they're homely people. Funny enough, I don't understand with their madness over this.
We get out.
Homely, they're homely people. But I know this because I was curious about somebody. So I went to read up on it. I know myself, Sagittarius, we are flighty. They say we don't like commitment. I don't understand why they say that, though, that we don't like commitment. We're adventurous, that kind of thing. So these are things that I can look at myself and say, yeah, I'm that or I'm not that. But it's just to help us understand ourselves more. Because if you understand yourself more, you can help somebody else understand you more. So say, for instance, now, if, like I said, for Sagittarius, they say that we are commitment phobes, for instance. But that's not true, because there's Sagittarius that are married. But if you are aware of that and you're like, okay, but the thing that makes me committed is because I like adventure, I like to do things, then you know that you tell your partner, bro, sis, you see, staying at home 24/7, not the work for me. I like us to try and do different things. I like to go out. I like to experience new things. So these are the things that ginger me. And if I can find a partner I can deal with, then I'm more likely to be with you. But then if you're like with a Virgo, who they say can be a homebody, you have to then actively look for a compromise.
So it's important to know about yours and to also know about the other person's in relationships, so that you can know how to balance things out.
Exactly, because I don't subscribe to the fact that certain star signs can't be together. I don't believe in that. Because if I know you and I love you, then part of the love that I have for you is understanding you and seeing how can we balance this relationship so that we can find a level that works for us, so your needs and my needs are met. But I can't do that if I don't understand you. And I want to understand in all ways, the ones you know and the ones you don't know. So star signs is not even the only thing you can use to even understand people. There's human design. Anyone that doesn't know about human design, please go look it up. Human design also tells you the kind of person that you are, your temperament, the way that you handle adversity, the way you handle happy things, the way you communicate. So there are so many things in the world that help you. I mean, come on, we even take personality tests. These things they're all the same thing with different names. That's all they are. They're personality tests, traits, whether you do Myers-Briggs, whether you do 16 personalities, they're all, how do I get to know this person more to understand what makes them tick? How do I get to understand myself more to understand how I even communicate, how I can deal with other people? What are the things that trip me up so that I don't even get triggered in the first place? So all these things are just information gathering. It is data. Because we know they like to do data sometimes. We're just like, oh, I love you, you love me. And you're like, yeah, but love is not enough. It's not. Baby. You understand? When they sing and they know what they sing, it's not enough.
Okay. So zodiac signs, you think that there's something in zodiac signs?
You know, astronomy is a thing. Yes. Astrology, rather. Astrology. Sorry, astrology is a thing. It's a science. Let's be honest. Astrology is a science. So whether you want to call it demonic or not, the first one it is a science. So therefore, in science there is fact. They don't operate on maybes. Do you understand? So so it's a science. So it just depends on whether you want to take it or not. But I'm a firm believer in reframing things. If you look at it, it's just data gathering. It gives me data which I can discard if I don't want it now. And if I don't need that data, I discard it. The ones I need, I need it and I use it. So I think that we should just kind of not be so close-minded to say, it is of the devil. You're not forecasting. Nobody's asked you to see into the future because nobody really can tell the future.
It's of the devil, or it just doesn't mean anything. Because I've never really, I know about mine because obviously I've just had to read about mine. And I think I know about Geminis because two of my siblings are. But when I meet somebody, I just have never bothered to even... But it's a thing. So I'm going to go. Let me go and redo. Maybe there's something in there that can help my life.
You see, but that's the thing. It can help, or it might not help.
True.
But the thing about the maturity, the beauty of maturity or emotional intelligence is that if it doesn't help, then fash it now.
Yeah, true.
Discard it. True. It's neither here nor there because it's no more than buying a car and reading up on the car before you buy the car. True. It's just information.
True.
If you don't care, because like me, would I go and read up on the Ferrari? No, please give me the Ferrari. I will enjoy it like that. I will need to know how to drive it.
You like good things.
Yeah, good. That's what I'm saying. So if the thing is good, why do I need to go and find out more about it? It's good now. Do you understand? True. So I'm just like, don't discard it just because. If it's not your thing, ignore it. But there are some people that live by it, they die by it.
Yes. But, it's those people that
But like anything, if they are not for you, they are not for you. You and I, we both watch a lot of relationships, reality, and you can see them when someone says, "Oh, are you into star signs?" And you can see the guy rolling his eyes.
Yeah,
and you know that this is not going to work because that's the thing she's into, and he's not into it. He's not doing it from football or anything else. If it's not your thing, it doesn't float your boat. You think it's fluffy,
you leave it alone.
Leave it and move on, and so that's how I see it.
That's interesting, but I'm gonna now even start reading up a bit more just to see.
Good.
Okay, so my next question, and this question came up from a clip that you and I think, talked about. So let me ask you the question, and then we can talk a bit more. Why is it usually women who put pressure on men to move the relationship to the next level? So you remember that clip that we were talking about where people were going back and forth? First of all, do you think it's women who usually first? I think maybe that should be my first question. Do you think that it's us who usually put pressure on? Okay, what are we doing? Because we like to ask that question. What are we doing?
Yes, because we've been coded that way. I'm trying to think of the right word, but my brain can't function to find it. But we've been groomed that way, for want of a better word, to ask, where is it going?
Where is it going? Yeah. Okay.
Don't waste my time.
Okay. And what? So you're saying it's because we've been groomed to think that way?
Yeah.
So men are not that bothered.
Okay, so it's not that men are not bothered, but to be fair, men are bothered because their mothers are asking them when they go to give me a grandchild. So it's back to women again. But the truth of the matter is that women are the ones that have the clock, because marriage universally, not for everybody, because someone might say universally is for procreation, to have children. For the next generation is a legacy. You're getting married to have children. Don't get me wrong. People don't. There's obviously, this is generalizing, but that's the general idea. Is that it's for having children. So women are the ones that have a timeline. They have a window. that they need to use. So they cannot afford not to be in that culturally, religiously, societally acceptable position, which is marriage, in order to have the children. So they have to move it forward. I remember my pastor used to say then, in those days, he used to say, when I used to be sure that we even say who it is, Pastor Matthew used to say then that after 5 days, you should ask, where are you going?
Really?
Well, 5 days. You should ask, where is it going? And you're like, imagine telling that to Gen Z. Gen Z now, they were like, 5 days, I'm not even decided if I even want your number. You're still on Snapchat. You're still on Snap. You're telling me, that's what you're supposed to be asking. So when you think about that, you're like, and he's not saying it's the man asking the question, it's the woman asking the question, because they should not waste your time, because the man is courting you. He should have an intention. Yes, I believe at a certain age, a man should have intentions about what they're doing with you. I agree, but the woman too should have intention. But having said that, society is still saying that women already have the intention that they want to marry, that if they're with a guy, it's the intention is to end up in marriage. Whether that is right or the right is wrong, that's a different conversation. But if that's how everybody's been groomed to think, then yes, the man, unless he too is ready to marry and ready to settle down for whatever the case may be, it's usually the woman that is going to kind of subtly be hinting and say,
can we was
okay,
and I think I agree with you about this, how we've been groomed, because we're even talking about older women, but even younger women, it's the same. It's us still who will be intimate with somebody, and by the next morning you're saying, okay, like,
what are we?
So what exactly? That's what I was trying to. So what are we doing? What are we? So it must be that's how we've been programmed to be trying to move relationships
and
forward.
Even to take it even forward is that if you're a woman who doesn't even ask that question, the man too will look at you somehow.
So you see,
do you understand?
Yeah,
they will even look at you and say, so you're not even bothered. You don't want to move to the next. You're like, see me trouble. If I move, you complete. If I don't move, you know. So I think it's that case, because men are not, unless they're being pressurized by family to say, when are you going to give me grandchildren, which happens culturally. Men can have children till the end.
Will never.
It's just a matter of choice. So there's no urgency per se, unless they have decided that, I want to be married by this time. But if not, they're just going to wait until they get that pressure. And they expect the pressure self.
To even be.
They expect.
In fact, the pressure doesn't come. Maybe they think you don't even love themselves.
Do you know?
Because you're not even asking.
You're not even asking. You're not hinting. You're not doing all those things. You're not even saying, okay, if you don't want me, there are other people that want me. They expect, because they too have been groomed in a way for that.
To expect the pressure.
Expect the pressure.
Yes. And reverse psychology really works. So I think more women should do that, practice that reverse psychology.
But it's the boldness now too, because the thing about that, if it doesn't work now, what will happen?
Because do you understand? I feel like if more of us practiced it, where we're not asking what's happening, we're just going along. The men now start worrying.
Yeah, they'll be like,
maybe they'll think that you're dating somebody else. Yeah. Are you sure she's not dating somebody else?
Some guy will say, but that's not true. I'm like, you know that, you know what, we're women. I know we're women, but let's be honest, there are guys that have the confidence, because they want to say, she's not even asking. Yeah, if she's seeing somebody else, maybe she's seeing somebody else. What's going on? Is she just using because they do that, is she just using me?
Yeah, I better go.
They don't even know when they even say that, because they are used to the fact that they're being pressurized to step up to the next level.
And they're expecting it. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one. So we know that many men cannot deal with sharing their women, right? So is it correct that it's mostly women that push for monogamy?
I think
because that's the narrative that's been put out there, and we've seen clips or whatever, videos or whatever programs where it's as if the woman is the one saying, no, I want to be in a monogamous relationship, and the man is whatever. So is it correct that we're the ones that push for it?
My brain is saying one thing and my mouth is about to say one thing.
Just say your brain, say your brain, and then say your mouth, and then we can decide which one you want to go with.
So I think it's a difficult question to answer, because I think that men want monogamy more, but not for them to be monogamous, but for their women to be monogamous.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I think men want that more than women do. Yes, women want monogamy, but women want it on both sides. I'm on you, you're on me.
Let's lock down.
But men want the freedom to sleep sometimes somewhere else. Not all of them, because the one will coming from me. Not all the time, but they want the freedom to be able to do so. But their woman cannot do that. She can go somewhere else.
So they want one rule for the woman and another rule for.
Yeah, now it's a man's world now, as they say, because if you think if you look at it, if we think about those of us that are on social media and read stuff, you will see where a man, let's take married men for instance, married man would date a woman who is single. He doesn't date a married woman. Very rarely. I mean, I'm sure it must happen. Very few, because they say, oh, we both have something to lose. But most times, a married man will date a single woman and still mandate in that relationship that she's faithful to him. So she has nobody else, but he has
a wife and
a wife.
A wife and children and everybody else.
Do you understand? So you're like, okay, uncle, how does that really make sense? Because now you want two women to be monogamous, but you are not at all.
To either woman.
To either.
Yes, now that you've broken it down like that too.
So how does that make sense? And then if your woman then cheats, you act like the world has fallen apart, like the walls of Jericho have fallen, Leaning Tower of Pisa has now fallen to the side, and everything has literally, so your whole life has gone to pieces because your woman has been dipped in. But you are deep into other women. So please, how does it make sense? And it's only, I mean, I'm sure hopefully someone will make a comment or however and just say, please, let's make it make sense. Because
they will not make a comment, they'll WhatsApp me.
Well, even if, however, but how does it make sense? So going back to your question, I think men want monogamy more than women do. Because women can accept to date many people if they choose to, they will. But they're not expecting you to now be monogamous to them. They'll be like, I know what I'm doing. You are with your person, I'm with your hair. So as you're doing your own, I'm doing my own.
Yeah.
If we are doing monogamy, I'm monogamous. But men require that whoever they are with,
mandates.
That whoever that person that they are with is, and obviously we're talking about heterosexual relationship, that person is monogamous, faithful, and they can have the option, get out clause of not being monogamous and say, being monogamous is difficult. Okay. It's not though.
Or they'll come and tell you that men are born polygamous or something. I keep seeing that.
Do you know the thing about that? Even if it's true, see, the thing is, I don't even mandate monogamy. If you are polygamous by nature, or you let me not say that, because I say that polygamous people are not disciplined. That's not what I'm saying. If you know that being with one person is not your bag, uncle, speak your truth and find your tribe.
Because you will always find and Duchess, this ties me into the next question that I'm even looking at, and it's, can one person actually fulfill their partner's needs? So that's why I had to stop you there, because you said, uncle, find your tribe. So that tribe, can one person, because this one causes problems.
Now,
let's be honest.
Me, I like to be honest.
Yeah, no, of course.
Truthfully, I don't know how one person can fulfill another person's needs entirely. I don't know how it's possible.
Complete.
I don't. I'm just like, apologies to Christians, but even Jesus didn't. That's why he got crucified. That's why some people don't follow him, because he didn't either. Everybody doesn't follow him. Everybody doesn't believe in him. He doesn't meet the needs of everybody. That's why there are different religions. There are different sects. So for you to have your entire wants, needs, desires to be met by one person, that's a lot of load for that person to carry. For me, that's what I'm saying. So I think that it now brings us back to that whole settling thing, because you have to settle with someone who can meet most, but they can't meet all.
And accept, first of all, that one person cannot. And because I think that's the crux of this thing. I don't think one person can meet somebody else, one person, unless you're superhuman. So it's a matter of you deciding what is important and just closing your eyes to the other things.
Yes.
instead of thinking that it's trying to tell me that one person can.
Exactly. And I don't, because the thing about it is that, and that's why when you think about it, when people are saying living a rich life, it's about having friends, it's about having acquaintances, is about having people you do certain things with, because your partner cannot do it all. And it is unfair for your partner to do. You want your partner to be the one that will gossip with you. You want your partner to be the one that sleeps with you. You want him to do the business with you. You want him to be the one that goes to the concert with you. You want him to do, come on, that person too has a life now. So you need to have different people that meet different needs for you, because they can't do it all. Even if they want to, where's the time for them to get?
Not possible.
Yeah, and for them to get poured into as well, because they're pouring into you. Where's the space for them to be poured into, which they may need to get from you, but you are still waiting for them to pour into you, so you can't pour into them, or you are not even going to anybody. Do you understand? So it's, and some people say, but it's not true. I'm like, I think happy marriages, the people that are happily married today, know the limitations of their partners, accept it, and are grateful, blessed, honored, loved by the things that they do, that their partner does for them, that makes them feel fulfilled. Because they know that their partner cannot do it all.
They're not superhuman.
They're not superhuman. So you just, you see, and the thing about it is that it's the whole thing about even just one person. Let's even not even make it too complicated for people, because let's go back to even just the fact that when people are talking about one person being enough, they're literally talking about being faithful. That's what they're talking about. They're not. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about everything in its entirety. They're talking about being faithful. Not everybody can be monogamous. It is what it is. We are human beings. We are not the same. We are created the way we are created. Not everybody can be. The only thing I will say is that, uncle, auntie, if you know you cannot be monogamous, don't go and find a sister or brother that wants to be monogamous and break their heart or hurt them. Find your tribe. Find a person that is okay with you having more than one person. And you set up your rules and you set up your boundaries. And people say, oh, but that's someone lacking discipline. No. Discipline means that you know what you want, you know what you can give, what you cannot give, and you are focused on that. I'm not going to go and join the Marines, even though I'm very disciplined in another thing. I don't have that kind of discipline. And it's not everybody that can be in the Marines either, but they're in the army. It's level of discipline. Doesn't make you less of a person because you're not disciplined or you're not capable of one thing. No, you're not capable in it. You're not capable in it. Go and find the lady or the man that wants to be in that scenario. There's nothing wrong with it.
But how many people are going to say that they can't be monogamous? I think people are even scared that if they say that, then they probably will be alone. I'm talking about our community. I'm not talking about Oyibo, because Oyibo people, their lives are different.
No, you're right.
But our people, like, I don't know if I met a guy and I said to him, I can't be monogamous, I don't know that I will have a man, no, from our community, unless I date Oyibo.
You see, but do you know I don't believe that's true.
Are you how many Nigerian in your life now, maybe men have said to you, Duchess, you know what, I really like you, but I just can't be. I'm just telling you now. Let me just tell you now from the jump that I can't be monogamous. And if they said that to you, would you stay?
I wish they would, but technically any married man that toasts me is what he's saying. But technically, that's what he's saying.
That's what they might. But what about the single?
The single man.
Yeah. They're not going to say that.
The reason they're not saying, and the reason why I'm not saying truthfully, is because they don't want to be without. But you're ultimately going to be without. But you have damaged somebody along the way.
True.
Because the same way that a man is afraid to say, there's a woman that's afraid to say it's true.
Of course.
I remember when I was in Clubhouse, and so during COVID time, we're in Clubhouse, and I remember this young...
What is Clubhouse?
Clubhouse was an speak-only social media platform.
Speak only? What do you mean speak only?
As in, you only talk by voice. So it's literally like a podcast.
Oh,
so
okay. Wait, you didn't tell me about this Clubhouse. I didn't know anything about it. Are you serious?
Yeah. So it was literally speak only. So so it was like, so everybody just spoke on microphone. So you all be in the room and have a conversation, put your hand up, and they would bring you to the floor. You have your conversation.
People didn't tell me about this. People I didn't know you. I didn't even know you then.
You know me then now.
So that would be sweet.
So that's what we used to do during COVID. We were on it 24/7. Sometimes we'd be on it 24 hours. I'm not even playing.
Are you serious?
Literally.
Nobody told me about this one.
No, Clubhouse was fun for those that used to be on Clubhouse. I met quite a lot of my friends now. I met on Clubhouse. So you get to that point where, so there's this young person that comes, so they would technically, they'll be Gen Z, definitely. Gen Z. And he said, me, if I'm going to marry, I'm telling my wife, first of all, we cannot live in the same house. So I'm going to tell her we cannot live in the same house. You come and see me, I come and see you. We're not living in the same house. He said because he wants his space. He likes his space. And he doesn't want somebody to be coming in and be like, oh, why are you on your own? Or asking questions. He said he doesn't need it. He doesn't want it because it will mean that the marriage will not work. So he says, I want to get married, but I want to be in different houses. No, I don't want to be in different rooms. I want to be in different houses.
Not like a big house and you have your side and my side.
No, he wants to be in different houses. She has a house, I have a house. And then I was like, that's interesting. But then, if we think about it going forward, because I always say, well, we're always talking about it on the terms of sex. Take someone like Oprah, for instance. Oprah no marry. And I'm sure Stedman must have proposed to. He got to when we got the message. This lady, oh my God, what's her name? Oh, I can't remember. If I remember her name, I was going to say she wasn't in, wasn't she the mom in Moesha? She was a stepmom in Moesha. I can't remember her name now. She says her and her husband live in different cities. And that's how their marriage works.
Long distance
marriage. Because they're busy doing their own thing. She's focusing on her career as an actress. He's focusing on whatever it is that he's doing. So they live in different cities. But you see, the difference between them and normal people is that they actually had the conversation. They came to an agreement about it. It was not a surprise or whatever, or it was under duress or I'm fighting you. It's like, actually, you know what? This works for us. When we take time out we'll be together. Doesn't mean I love you less. It doesn't mean I'm cheating. It doesn't mean anything other than I'm focused on what I'm focused and you are focused on what you're focused on. But our people are not mature enough to do that. And it's not even just because they are not mature, it's because the people around them are not mature either. Can you imagine going to your mother and say, oh, mommy, I actually know but the husband is going to live in one country. So when are you going to go and meet him? That's the next question. So when are you going to meet him? Are you not going to go and meet him? But if you think about it, a lot of people nowadays are living separately. But they use the excuse that, because he's gone abroad or she's gone abroad. But they're doing, and the problem is that instead of being honest and saying, babe, we are in different countries for now. I love you, whatever. I'm living my life, you're living your life. Let's expect it. But you will go abroad 7 years, then come back and ask your wife to take to Inwuyi because to confirm whether she slept with somebody or not. For 7 freaking years. Seriously? What did you think she was supposed to do for 7 years? What were you doing for 7 years? But if you had the conversation, said, this is the situation, I'm doing this, you're doing this. When people come back together, there's no guarantee that your marriage will work. But there's no guarantee your marriage will work in this perceived illusion of faithfulness either.
Perceived illusion of faithfulness where everybody's in different...
When you're in different countries, it doesn't even make sense. So the truth about it is that whether you can say you want to be polygamous, speak your truth. Because if you don't speak your truth, you ultimately are going to be miserable. And when you're changing, because we change, those of us in our 20s, not who we're in 30s, 40s, 50s, we all change. Speak your truth. This is how I'm feeling. This is what's going on. You, the person that is listening, don't go and judge them and say, they act like they've committed a crime when they just say, this is how I'm feeling. What can we do about it? You discuss and say, what can we do about it? But we keep shutting people down and we don't want them to be the authentic selves. And then tomorrow we are like, they don't open up to me. Things have changed. We are not talking again. But you're like, are you creating a safe space for your partner to tell you the truth about what's going on? Even the one that doesn't even want to have sex anymore. In the Mekwe.
Yeah.
Are you telling them what is going on? Or are you now doing under duress and the person will feel like, they are doing it and they're like, you're not there. And you're now suffering the person until they too now stop and you're both miserable. But have a conversation. Okay, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not feeling it anymore. There's no, okay, what do we do? Are we outsourcing? Are we living like that? What are we doing?
Outsourcing. Okay.
I'm also even.
Girl, you sabi English back. So, I think so. That was that one about one person actually fulfilling their partner's needs. So, we said about prioritizing, knowing that one person can, or we both think that one person cannot, but there are ways of managing.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, like couples now that have been together for a long time. Sometimes keeping that spark alive is very hard. What are 3 easy ways to keep the spark alive? What would you say? 3, because everybody's busy, everybody's lazy. People become lazy. People become, you know what I mean?
Take each other for granted.
Yeah. What are 3 easy ways?
The first one I would say is not easy, but
okay. Let me remove the word easy.
But no. I like and understand why you said easy, because you're right. We are
if it's anything
lazy. If it's complicated, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
You want something that's easy. So the reason why I said the first one is going to be difficult is because you need to acknowledge that the spark is going.
Chai.
And that be the problem. That's the problem.
So you have the conversation, and both of you say.
You have the thing about this communication thing. You have to have the conversation, because if you don't, whatever you're trying to implement may not be received. Then you're frustrated.
True.
Because they will not notice. Because when. I mean, let's give them an insight into me and you's relationship. So you and I, we are quite intentional about our friendship. I probably the most intentional friendship I have.
Yay!
And we do say things like, "Can you really have gone the whole morning without hearing my voice?" We say that. It's not because we are needy or whatever, but we're like, you know what? We like to talk to each other. We haven't said even this hello, checked in, whatever. So either one of us will say it. Me, I always sing, "You've abandoned me, love don't leave."
That song. Oh Lord.
But it's a way of communicating to say, I did hear, remember me today. It's not a fight, it's not anything, but it's just a case of, remember, I'll say that next time you're not going to reach 3 days, 4 days, and then it becomes a norm. Do you understand?
Sure.
So, and even though I have some of my friends, I'll be like, this one I've been quiet, and I will not say, man, I've been busy with work and whatever. But then I take it on board, because I'm like, actually, I should just say hello or send a text or whatever. So one of them, I can do it on Teams. So I say, hey, how far? That kind of thing. So coming back to the whole thing about couples, you have to recognize that the spark is going, because if you don't recognize it, or if somebody is not saying it, the other person might not even notice and just think that's how it's supposed to be, because you have been married for 30 years.
Just be moving.
It's supposed to go on a decline, and it's like, no, it's not. So once you've acknowledged that, so let's take that one out of the whatever. Easy things. Hang out in things that you enjoy. It doesn't have to. I mean, I know people say date night. The reason why I don't say date night, because when you say date, it looks like effort. Yeah. It shouldn't be, but it makes it like effort.
It makes it heavier than it
than it really is. Because actually date is not, it's a day where you do something together. You intentionally do something together. But when you say dates, people are like, I'm gonna have to go and do this, I have to do that, I have to shave, I have to do my nails, do my hair, wear makeup, look for fine clothes. Nah. So hang out. Intentionally hang out, whatever it is that you do, whether it's at home or it's out, or you go somewhere to your favorite place, go listen to music, drive around, whatever. Spend time in each other's space. That is not because you are parents, it's not because you are bill payers, it's not even because you are wealth builders, just because you like each other. Just hang out, gist, laugh. Those kind of, that's literally the easiest thing you can do to reconnect. Another thing is reminisce. Remember when you first met.
Intimacy cards, I'm stopping you there. This reminiscing, guys, I'm interjecting. Your intimacy cards, Duchess, and I know that you don't even promote those cards.
I know.
You don't promote, but that's reminiscing. I think that your intimacy cards are the best way of doing it. And I'm saying that because that's what I do. Because there are questions there that people may not necessarily by themselves just think up. True. Or they may just think, it's simple, but it's a simple question, but it's a very serious question that takes you all the way back. So yes, I had to interject. Reconnect was the second.
So so it's because when you go back to when things were easy, things were light, you remember and you laugh. Because you think about it, like, imagine your guy, with the first time he asked you out, he was trembling. Just because of you now remind you, say, and now you're now forming sophisticated you just laugh and you just remember, and it reconnects you, because your subconscious now remembers, oh my God, yes, that my babe, that's I really, really loved her. I really, it gives you a reminder of why you're with her in the first place, which wasn't just the physical. So it's another easy way of just getting the spark, or even just let the ignite be ignited.
It's small. Even the woman, remember the butterflies and all all those things.
They're laughing.
Love is sweet, I beg.
Love is sweet. The next thing that you were laughing, now you now fall onto the best scene. Like, and I think the other thing for me is playfulness. Playfulness is very important. Above everything, playfulness, because when you can laugh with your partner, it's See, I love watching skits. When I see skits, when the man will say, someone cannot play with you again, and then you see her, she will not be like, she's not start laughing. And it's lovely to see, because you know that whatever they said to you wasn't done to really hurt you. It might have come out the wrong way, and if you're in a bad mood, you receive it the wrong way. But when you can laugh over it, and they be like, I don't like it, and then you say, okay, then they slap your bum, or you not touch his face, or you just say, or you say, look at your stomach now, it's going there, all this love I've been giving. Those kind of playful things keeps it
young and fresh,
and you're laughing. And when you laugh, see, now I always get these why am I
even smiling like a Christmas ghost?
When you laugh, I'm sure it's oxytocin that you release. It just, and endorphins, you're just in that place where everything just melts away. You're just relaxed, and you're with the person that you love, the person you chose to spend time with, whether it's through commitment of marriage or just commitment of longevity of companionship. So when you do these things, it might not lead to the bedroom where ultimately everybody says that's when they say spark has gone, but it will slowly bring you into that person's space. You start to hug more.
You start liking the person more. Because sometimes you don't even like you. You're like, oh Lord,
they will eat you like you like.
Why are you treating like? Why are you treating like that?
You can say, look at this. They need trouser. You understand? Trouser that you probably even bought yourself. You understand?
Body parts have changed. Some people have put on. Some people are looking.
And it's not even that you don't like, they're just irritated.
They just like getting on your nerves.
So you just want to get back to that place where you're not irritated, you're like them, and you're just like, actually, you're actually a fun person. You're good to have, and by the time you start getting to that point, when they touch you, you don't think it's a chore.
Yeah, the attraction.
When they touch you, you just relax. The next time they might just shift closer. You will not move. The next thing that you two will not shift back to.
Yeah, and
it's not even that you have to then even. And I know they'll say, "Oh, Duchess, you always talk about communication." This is when you're now having non-verbal communication, and slowly it gets to the point where you're cuddling, you're in each other's space, you're kissing a bit more, because as I always used to say, right from when I started this, I used to say, when your kissing goes and when your cuddling goes, your relationship is in trouble. If they are going, forget the sex. So sex can even continue, because sex, how they do sex,
So of course,
but you see, kissing, cuddling, they're very intimate because they're in really close proximity. I know people say, but sex is, but technically sex is body parts just coming together.
Yeah, true. Lower region against lower region.
I don't even necessarily need the foreplay self if it's doing me like that. But when we are kissing and when we are hugging, we're in each other's space. You're in my space. Because technically, if I'm doing doggy, uncle, you're at the back, you're not in my space.
I can't even see you back, so
do you understand? If you're even enjoying it, you're not enjoying it. You don't know whether I'm enjoying it. I don't know whether all I know that the action
it's whatever.
Do you understand? So, but when I'm kissing you, my eyes are open. I can feel you. I'm tasting you. So there's a difference. If I'm cuddling you, I'm feeling your body heat, chest to chest, reach everything, belly to belly.
Belly to belly. Duchess, why are you making me laugh? Why do you have to put the belly there? Now, that's a sensitive one for some of us. Why you have to? It's hard. Why not to put belly to belly? Why are you like this now? The one that have flat top is what understand what we're talking about.
Do you understand? But
we don't.
You know what we're talking about.
But really, I love this particular question because I feel like most of us have serious jobs.
Yep.
People at work that will not know that you even talk like this.
Of course not.
When you go out, you have to do your job. You have to be serious. Who wants to come back and now continue to be? So that playfulness is important. Yeah. Being silly, all those things. And I like just hanging out, just doing, liking each other's presence, being in each other. Because some people, they don't even hang out with their, they're so happy to hang out with that.
Exactly.
That is like, moody.
So that one, her face.
Negative Nancy.
Do you understand? And that one, her face.
No, it's always sulking.
And it's that playfulness that you should even translate to with you and your children too.
Yeah, true.
Same thing. So those are the three things.
So you just made me laugh. Okay, so this is moving on to the next one. We only have a few questions left. And it's, in a sexless relationship, can other forms of intimacy keep that relationship alive? Because some people can't have sex. It could be medical. It doesn't even have to be whatever. Yeah. So can other forms of intimacy keep the relationship still going?
Oh gosh, most definitely. Because the thing about it is that sex is, everybody thinks everybody must have sex, and if you're not having sex so basically in a heterosexual relationship, if you're not having sex, they're assuming that the other person is gay or lesbian. And it's like, no, it's nothing to do with that at all. The fact statement is that they could be asexual, which means that they have no desire for sex or even sometimes even romance. It is what it is. I remember reading about a couple. I'm sure they're married. They're America. So it's only America you hear those kind of things. But I think that is that the woman is an asexual lesbian, and he is heterosexual? Is he heterosexual and he's into a heterosexual relationship? But I think he's fluid or one or the other way. But they are married. They're in agreement.
That's what it is.
That's what it is for them. See, it doesn't make sense to everybody, but it makes sense to them. So people that can't have sex. So first of all, madam, uncle, do not assume that just because someone doesn't want to have sex with you means that they are, as they like to call VDM. I know I had to bring his name to something. Agege. It's not that. It's like insult Agege people, but it doesn't mean they're gay. It could just be that they don't have the sexual desire for you or in itself. So once you've diagnosed, whether it's medical or psychological, that they do not have, that they are asexual, and you agree to still, because you have a choice. So it's not when you now make the choice, tomorrow you go and abuse them. You're not supposed to do that. You make a choice to stay, because some people say sex everything. For some people it is everything. If it's everything for you, please carry your load and go, because there's no point to frustrate somebody's child who has been diagnosed as asexual. So please leave them alone. But if you have decided and you agree that you're going to be together, and they agree that they can perform some certain sexual acts with you, but you have no expectation of them to enjoy it, then you are good. Because some of them, they can probably go down on you. They can probably do foreplay. They can probably even maybe do the act with an apparatus. I like that word,
apparatus now.
So they can probably do that with you. But you have to find satisfaction in that. If they can't even do that, then you're going to focus on the non-physical, which is the emotional and the mental, maybe even the spiritual. I know that they might be able to hold your hand. They might be able to give you a cuddle, but they will not kiss you. They will not touch your body. They're not going to do that. And it's doable, because I know people that do it. They've accepted that they are now friends, but their relationship is greater than the need for sex. Because they're being together. Doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable, but they have both agreed that it's what they want to do. I will say that the people that I know, they're Oyibo. Our people, I don't think they would even have that conversation out of shame and out of guilt.
Hey,
that's the problem.
Who will start that conversation?
That's the problem. Because when I see some articles on social media, yes, we take them with a pinch of salt, but there's always an element of truth in, even in a lie. It comes from somewhere. That you're the man, let's take the man, because the expectation, the man is expected that he wants sex. It's almost as if it's a given. Why do you not want sex? You must. Because women, they give us they can forgive us, because they say, oh, something happened in childbirth, or it's menopause, or hormones. They excuse us. So women will excuse other women, but women will not excuse men, and some men won't even excuse men. So you're like, this man is now having issues, whatever the case may be. He just doesn't like sex. He can't come and tell you, because you're going to then judge him. You're going to yab him. You're not even going to even be understanding to say, how did it happen? What happened? This is the man you're supposed to love. And it is not only, if you're dating somebody, if you're dating somebody not in a relationship, that's different. You're getting to know them. If that's what is happening, you don't want to be with them, you can
bounce.
Move on. But if you're in a relationship with them and you say, oh, yes, I love you and I want to be with you, it's developed to marriage or not, you're not providing with a safe space to have a conversation with you and say, this is what is going on. I am asexual. And Mr. Man, you also have to find a way to tell her, because the reality is that she needs to know so she can make a decision whether she's staying or not. Because if she knows and she's staying, she can then also change her orientation about the kind of marriage she has. But if you're pretending that it's not happening, she's going to start getting frustrated because she doesn't know what the issue is, and might even think that it's her, that it's her that you don't like. But actually, it's nothing to do with her. She just happens to be the recipient of nothing because she's the one with you. So you have to start to find a way to have these conversations. And that's our people. Our people, we don't talk. We don't talk. That's the problem. We want to talk to everybody else. There's so many reasons
why we don't, and we don't talk, and that is the problem. That really
because
is the problem.
we don't know how to listen and not judge.
It's true.
We don't know how
that
to
game. That game we listen, we don't judge. It's not for us because we're listening to judge actually.
Exactly. So by the time you even say, "Can I tell you something?" that
she's already said, judge you. She's already posed face, waiting for the waiting.
You understand? So you're kind of like so until we really learn to embrace that whole we listen, we don't judge, we are unfortunately going to have relationships where there's no truth being told about their sexual ability. Whether it is, as I said, whether it's medical or psychological, you're not going to be able to have that. And people are going to be living in frustration and assumptions because of it.
Which will then lead to other problems.
Other problems. Instead of just having a conversation and you be like, okay, what can we do? Because even he that is asexual has to find a way to compromise. So even if he's going to participate reluctantly, obviously he might not get aroused, of course, but he's then using an apparatus on the lady, and it's enough for her because she gets other things from him that fills her up. Marriage, survive it. But it cannot survive if you don't even know the root cause of the problem.
Thank you. And because you've talked about apparatus, why is it that I don't, the way you're answering this question is like, you know what I'm about to ask you. My next question is about this same apparatus situation. My people, apparatus to Duchess means sex toys. So if you ever hear Duchess talking about apparatus, it's sex toys. So that leads me to my next question. Why do some men like sex toys and others find them to be a threat in a relationship?
Lack of education and insecurity. Literally is it.
Simple.
It's as simple as that. And the thing about it is that men actually let me even say just men, because even women, but we're talking about men in this state. So men, we're talking about you. Don't say it happens to women too, we know. But with men, the thing about it is that the education is not there because they are under the assumption that it's supposed to replace them. And I'm like, how can he? I don't understand how it can replace you. So I call my apparatuses Bob, battery operated boyfriend. Emphasis on battery. He cannot kiss me. It's not warm. It doesn't have a smell. Cannot hold me. Cannot speak to me. Can't talk in my ears. It cannot give me foreplay. It can only do the function that which it is designed for at that point in time. Which is
operated to do.
Do you understand? That is all it can do. It cannot change its
use
design.
Something else.
It cannot be anything other than that thing it was designed for. Me being with a man, whether you are endowed or not endowed, you can do more than that apparatus. So literally. You, Mr. Boyfriend, you can even take the apparatus, combine it with yourself, and become Mr. Voltron.
Hey, yeah.
Do you understand? I don't even know where I'm coming, where I'm going, because do you understand? Because I'm not getting sensations from everywhere. But you are thinking that is being replaced. Because if you think about it, it's like, how can it replace you? Washing machine, no, they replace dishwasher.
True.
If not, the plates go break.
True.
What if you put your clothes in the dishwasher? The washing machine needs to rotate in order for the friction to happen, for the dirt to come out of the clothes. So if you put it in the washing machine, it will just make it wet. Simple. So you have to understand that for us women, it's not a replacement. At best, it's a assistant. It is your assistant.
And at best, though.
That's at best. It's an assistant. It cannot replace you because there is so many things. I can talk to you and say, babe, can you do this harder? Can you do it softer? Can you do it faster? Can you do it slower? Bob, I can only press the button.
1, 2, or 3.
Do you understand? That's all it can do. And God forbid the battery dies.
Hey, it's all over now.
Do you understand? And another 2 hours to wait for it. So men, seriously, it is, embrace it, because it can. Yes, they say, oh, the speed. I said, look, the reality. There's some women are never ever going to have an orgasm through penetration. It is what it is. Factual statistics says that heterosexual women have less orgasms than lesbians. Yes, there's a whole thing called the orgasm gap. I actually wrote something about it in the Metro.
Really?
Yeah. So there is an orgasm gap that happens because men, you're so focused on thinking that by entering us we're going to have an orgasm that we don't, and then your foreplay is that you don't even. When we are getting the 4 will now move to 5. And like, bro, did we ask you to move? So everything has gone. Then when we now say you should start again, you'll be like, I'm on, my mouth is paining me, or my hand is paining me, or whatever it is. I don't have the energy. So the reality is that if you have an assistant that can help you, see, president gets deputy president, vice president. Thank you. You understand? Deputy prime minister, head teacher gets deputy. CEO has an executive assistant. Look at it as an executive assistant.
And age even plays into it.
Don't mind it, they forget.
Because the old akpakpa, you should even be invested in giving money to purchase.
When women, we are getting to our peak. You men are, no offense, so you are declining. I know you like to get not, but you are slightly declining. So something that helps gives your woman an orgasm, which is the thing that you want her to have, because you think that's the goal. Let somebody help you, but realistically it's not the goal, because we also still want the cuddle. We still want the, whether you're talking to me nicely or talking to me dirty. I want either way. Bob cannot do it. They have not created it yet.
Yeah.
I want your smell. I want to even hear your voice, your own voice. I don't want to hear another person's voice.
Don't make me laugh. Let me move on, because I don't want to. I'm not even saying. Let me just keep quiet. I'm moving on. My next question is, Duchess, dating apps.
Yeah.
Me, I've never seen a dating app. I don't even know. Maybe just because I am so ancient in my thinking. What do you think about dating apps? Especially for older women, now that the pool is not practically non-existent.
The pool itself days get as it be, but the world has changed. And the world has changed in the fact that, one, we're not even going to the office as much as we used to go. We are not going to places as much as we used to go so we can meet new people. Or the train, we're not meeting people's eyes because everybody's either reading the Metro or on their phone. It's almost like on their phone. So you're not getting the eye contact to even smile in order for someone to come over, for someone to do a little wave. All that is going. People are not introducing people to a game because nobody even really know anybody in the game, because we're not even hanging out as we used to before, because we're all hanging out on social media. So before you can even say, oh, let me introduce Chinazo to my brother, I'll be like, do I even know Chinazo well enough to introduce to my brother before she come in and cause problem? Because we're not hanging out, but I would think that I know her very well because we're on social media and we speak all the time. So dating apps is a great opportunity for people to meet people that they would not ordinarily meet on a given. People know they toasting. Okay, why? I don't know why you are not toasting again, but you are not toasting us like before. So we are using the dating app now. We go to dating app. Dating apps, I think, is it's a minefield, because there are rules and regulations there that if you don't know about it, it's going to give you people who are not worthy of you. But I always say, but that's the same about being in the real world. There's some places you go to, one person come and talk to you and you'll be like, on a given, will you be able to speak to
one Raz person?
Do you understand? So it happens on dating apps. What I think that unfortunately happens that dating apps are good. I've used it. I've had bad people, I've had good people, I've had people that are now my friends. I've had liars, but I've had liars who are in real life liars.
Walking up and down.
So it's a case of you have to be open to the fact that dating apps is a cohort of people, a reflection of people in society.
The collection of them in one place.
So the only difference is that, and which I think is a good thing, is that once you might have nonsense people come, you can easily bat them away. You have the right to do so. You don't even have to indulge in conversation. There's a way they will write, you'll be like, nah, this person is not for you. But at the same time, you're going to have the ability to go on dates with people and experience a different set of people. So, you can, if you're, and I'm talking more about women here, but You can go with an Asian man, a black man, a green man, a Jewish man, you can go with a variety as long as they meet your intellectual quota in order for you to want to kind of spend time with them. Does not mean you have to marry them. Dating apps are what they are. Dating, get to know somebody. It may lead to a relationship or it might not. Whether you're on Tinder or what's the one, eHarmony or the ones that they pay, Hinge, Bumble, and the rest of them, Plenty of Fish, whatever the one that you're on, you are going to get out of it what you put into it. Where you place yourself is what you get. You're going to get some good people. You're going to get some ras people. That's life.
But at least it makes you get to meet people.
And you get to be entertained. I see the way I see it, you also get to be entertained. You get to be entertained because you don't even have to do physical dates. After doing COVID, we were doing physical dates. We were doing online dating. Oh, let's watch Netflix together. You have your food in front of me, I have my food, and we have a date. It used to happen. You meet for coffee. You don't have to meet for dinner. That's why when people say, "Oh, you must take me out for dinner," I'm like, not always, because sometimes we don't have enough to say for dinner.
True.
We only have enough to say for coffee because
quick coffee.
You understand? Just because me and you can text does not mean me and you can speak. But it's the fact that women, men, if you're not going out a lot, like I work from home, so the chance of me meeting somebody is going to be very slim. How many times did I leave my house in January? So I would have to indulge in social media, dating apps if I want to meet somebody. But I have the right to say, swipe left. I have the right to swipe right, talk to somebody and realize actually it's not working. And they say, whatever. Don't invest yourself from the beginning just because. No, get to know the person before you start investing. Be talking to multiple people. Because even yourself, you're not even sure what you want. Because you have pre-assumptions of what people are. I can imagine that some people dating Nigerian men will say, Nigerian men, fraudsters.
It's true.
But they're good Nigerian men. So you can't just make an assumption, but you have to get to know them. So I would say, men, make yourself available on dating app. Women, try dating app. There's nothing wrong. There's no shame in it. There's no stigma.
Instead of waiting for someone to introduce you.
Yes, I have a friend. She's older than me, but I love her to bits. And she's very much open about her journey on dating apps. Sometimes she will leave it, then she'll go back again. And she's experienced, she's dated Oyibo and realized that Oyibos are not for her unless it's a Oyibo that's really into African culture. Because she says, I'm quite Nigerian. So, but she wouldn't have known that if she hadn't gone on the dating app, because maybe in her regular dating day, she wouldn't have met an Oyibo man who would have been open to toasting her. So, so I would say, ladies and gents, don't be averse to dating app. It's not different from anything. After all, if I remember correctly, when was Twin Towers? Can't remember what year it was. 2001, something like that. So somewhere around that. There was a website called Niger.com, and they had a chat room. People used to go there. I know a couple people that met there and got married.
Wow!
And it was Niger. We didn't even have Instagram. Niger.com. Those who are as old as me, actually I'm young, but
you're young now. Why
I know, but I'm getting there slowly. But the people that would remember Niger.com knew there was a chat room where people used to go in and meet people. And I think I may have met somebody from there. We didn't date, but we became friends. So there are opportunities that have been there from time about online dating in different forms. So let's not limit ourselves, because if we are using AI, I'm sure we can do dating apps.
Okay. Thank you. So I have two more questions for you, lady. Okay. Lovely lady. I know I've taken up your day, but that's cool. So my second to last question is, how important is it for people to heal before they jump into new relationships? So I've said example, therapy, or even staying single for some time. Because some people just jump from one to another, carrying all their go with them. How important do you think?
It's important to know that you need to heal. And
so that's the starting point. You have to know.
You have to know that you need to heal. Do you always have to wait till you're fully healed before you move to another relationship? No, because we don't know how long it's going to take you. I'm going to be honest, because it's like having a sore. You don't always wait for it to be fully healed before you wear that miniskirt. Tattoos, you have a tattoo, so you still go out and do what you need to do. Sometimes your healing comes in the journey of being loved by somebody else.
I agree with that one.
So, but I think it's an individual, one size doesn't fit all. And I think you have to recognize the type of hurt that you have. Because if it's a hurt that's going to destabilize your new relationship or hurt the person you're going to be, then auntie, uncle, stay by yourself.
Maybe they say hurt people.
Hurt people, you know. But if it's things that it's occasional, you can be triggered by it. So it's not there, but it's somewhere that something can trigger it, and you know what triggers it. Then you can explain to your partner, say, this is what triggers this. So, and I know that you being a human being, you will not intentionally do it, but there might be times you might trigger me, so I might do this. You're still healing, because healing is a journey. I don't know if you can honestly truly be healed if we're being really honest,
fully, and say, okay, I'm totally,
because you just need for somebody to say something and to take you back. You just need to hear one song,
hey.
And it takes you back to that place. And then you have to, because of the healing you've done and the tools you've equipped yourself with, you can come out of that place faster than somebody who hasn't. So it's not a simple question of you must fully heal, but it's a case of you need to recognize you need to heal, understand the depth of the healing that you need to do, or the depth of the trauma that you're battling, and
be sure it's not going to affect
sure it's not going to affect the other person. Yes, you may be triggered, that's normal, and be open about it. I know we don't like to share, we don't like to be vulnerable because you think it makes us weak or it makes that person take advantage. But trust and believe that you will not allow yourself to be attracted to someone who would use your weakness against you. And when I say your weakness, I'm not talking about your vulnerability, about the trauma that you're going through or the hurt that you're trying to heal from in order to use it against you. That you don't meet that kind of person. Because sometimes while we're healing, I remember reading somewhere when the lady says that the problem with being on the healing journey is that every flag is now a red flag. That you're not looking for perfection. It's not possible. You're dating humans who have their own issues too. So what you want to do is to see whether or not within your own journey of healing that the person you're with is also doing their own healing or recognizes, and you people can converse about it. And I know people who listen to this say, oh, it's too much talk. But if you don't communicate, how can you grow? It's not possible. You know, if we're using the story of creation, everything that was created was spoken. It was words. Let there be light. So you have to communicate. He did not mold light. You know? So, so for me, it's a case of that question is not a simple yes or no answer. It's an individual process, an individual identification, and it's do the work for yourself. Seek help. I said, I'm never ashamed to say. I said when I got separated, before my divorce came through, I saw a life coach and I saw a counselor.
Now that's giving me goosebumps because I was going to swap my last question to say to you, what do you think about therapy? I was just, as we were talking, I was looking at it. So now that you've talked, I'm going to stick to my last question. So you sought therapy and what, a life coach?
I saw a life coach, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why I did was because I'm into personal development. I have always been into personal development. But you cannot develop the side of you that wants to make money, but you do not develop the side of you that wants love. And no, I didn't get married in order to be divorced. I didn't get married for my children to be statistics of a broken home. So I felt like a failure. Even though it takes two. But at that time, I felt like a failure because I've been groomed to be, it's a woman that makes the house. So if my house fell, then I broke it. But I didn't. It takes two people. I'm not the only person. It took two of us to break our home. It was not just me. And it's those kind of recognitions for me to let go of that guilt, that shame, that weight, that fear, that whole feeling of I'm not good enough. Because if you feel not good enough, you can't be an adequate parent. I'm sorry. If you feel you're not good enough, you cannot be a good worker. You can't be a good friend. You can't be a good anything. You can't even be good to yourself because you're feeling as though you're incomplete. You're inadequate. You are not created.
Walking around, not
walking in the fullness of yourself. So for me, seeing my own, the counselor was interesting because the counselor she worked on my. Because at the time, I was about to turn 40 and I wanted to go away on holiday for my birthday and nobody was going with me. And she was like, you need to go. And I'm like, nobody's going, I'm not going. She said, you have to go. So we had to work on my mental approach to the things that I wanted to do that nobody was doing with me. Because at the end of the day, life is going to bring opportunities when I'm going to have to go through it on my own. Because the times I was making that plan, I was making the plan as a wife. I was going with my husband. I was not, even if nobody came, of course my husband would be there. But he's not. Because I took it for granted that he'll be there because he can't say no, it's my fault yet. But actually, lo and behold, he's not there. I have no authority to compel him to go with me. I wasn't going to take my children, they were too young. So it's like, okay, how do I now change my mindset to understand that I am now in a journey of me, myself, and I'm going to have to step forward and step up and do the things that I need to do confidently without thinking that I am the failure. For the life coach, I love her because she was not Nigerian, she was white. So some of the things I was telling her, she couldn't even understand. She was like, why are you serving him? Why can't he go and serve himself? You understand? She's like, what are you talking about? You asked him for the name of your children. Why didn't you just name your children?
It doesn't happen like that.
It doesn't work like that. But she opened my eyes to the fact that I am not solely responsible for the failure of my marriage. It took two people. So why does he get scot-free? Just because he, scot-free to say, oh, he's a man, he's doing his own thing. Oh, I'm the one that failed because I didn't fail any more than he did, and I didn't pass any more than he did. And it was also understanding my own nature, about my own way of self-preservation, how I built my walls up, and also how I didn't recognize his way of loving me, of his showing love. So some of the things he was doing, like, it's all about you, but actually it wasn't about him. It was about him trying to express love to me that I didn't recognize because I didn't know. And I can say this now because I'm older, not mature enough to even know how to handle it. And I could say probably he too was not mature enough to know how to handle me in order to handle it. So it's like, this one, London babe, I know they reach ground. But it's not that. It's just the fact that explanation is different. We come from a society, for those that are going to say what she's talking about, I was born here. I've spent most of my life here. I've only lived 10 years in Nigeria in my entire life. So I've been here for a long time. Not be saying my eye no reach ground. We're just used to explanation. We are not just a tell and do. So if
conversations have to be had and things have to be explained for it to make sense.
Yes.
So you know where you're.
So for me, it was like, you can't just be telling me what to do. What's that? I'm an adult. As they work, and that's how they work. They bring money, which that kind of thing. And in retrospect, it could have been handled differently, but I didn't know. So, and that's part of the reason why I do what I do, because I'm like, I know better now. It's different. There's some of it that I will not compromise on, but that's my non-negotiable. And it's my duty to find somebody who understands that side of me. I don't have to change everything about myself just to fit with somebody. And I don't want a man to do the same for me, because I want someone to authentically love me, and I will authentically love them, even with my wahala. Because me, I always say I have wahala.
Oh, so you accept that? You accept you have wahala?
Whatever. Yes, I do. Because we all do now. But I know what it is. So I like to lay it out in the beginning. I say, you see this thing, don't say this thing, because if you say this thing, it triggers me a bit. I don't, Then with time, when with trust comes grace, and I'll be like, it's not, they do like that. But he knows. So it's not intentional. So, so for me, it's a case of, there's no shame in getting help. Because if we think about it outside of, I remember writing an article, I said, if you want to learn how to drive, you get a driving instructor. If you want to ride a horse, you get lessons. I said, even David Beckham, as good as he still has a coach now. Ronaldo, somebody is coaching him. You can't do it all by yourself because you don't have the tools to do it by yourself.
You're not equipped.
So get the help. Get someone that can recognize what you need to move forward. Because people are so focused on, let me look at what Duchess has done in order for me to... I'm not you. What I have done, whether I've done it well or not, is not it. The fact is that I have the ability to get you to do what you need to do. And that's what it's about. I'm a Man United fan. I'm a Ferguson fan. Ferguson, not to play football, but he managed to win the treble. He did not kick a ball for one day. But he had the skills to get his team to cohesively play together and win the treble. Nobody has done Duamo. Arsenal supporters, sorry.
They're coming for you. Arsenal.
But what I'm saying is that somebody can recognize what they need to say to you to ginger you to move forward.
Yeah.
It's not about them, it's about you. And once you find that person that can do it for you, you can move from where you want to. If their relationship is not thriving, it will thrive. If your business is not thriving, it will thrive. Because not every successful business person can make another business person successful.
True.
No matter how you want to deceive yourself. I'm sorry, because if they don't speak your language, they cannot ginger you for nothing. So for me, and that's why when I remember when I went to see my coach, the first thing she asked me, are you a heart or a head person? And I said, I'm a head person. She said, okay, fine, because I'm a head type of coach. I'm not a heart-led coach. And that worked for me because I'm a logical person. So that's why we worked well together. If I'd gone with a heart coach person that was now speaking very flowery, it would not have worked for me. Because I'm like, until first of all, get to the point of what you want to ask me. Don't be going, no. So, you have to identify the person that you want. And that's why when I have my own clients, I always do a 30-minute initial consultation, because I'm like, we need to know we can work together. Because if we can't, because you need to trust me, and you need to trust that I can help you with your challenge at that point in time. If you can't feel that you can be open to me and tell me anything, I can't help you. Realistically, it's not because I don't want to, but I don't have full information and you don't trust me. So we need to be in sync, because it's a relationship. You have to be in sync with the person, or the therapist or the counselor or the coach you're going to, so that you can work together. And that's the same with friendships, with any type of relationship. If you know the work, step away. I know people say, oh, but marriage is a different thing. Yes, I agree, it's a different thing. But realistically, if your marriage is not working, you're mentally abusing each other. You just don't realize it. So if you don't go and do something about it, you're now choosing to abuse each other. And inadvertently abusing your children. I remember listening to something yesterday, and the guy said his father said that the best thing you can do for your child is to love the mom. Because if you love their mom, the home is peaceful. As long as she loves you back, obviously. So we don't make us now only man would they talk about. But so I think
so
that
you recommend
everybody
people doing whatever they need to do to help their healing journey. And they don't have to be fully healed.
Even if you feel hard done by at work, you'll be surprised how you carry it over to something else.
True.
So we should always seek help to help us unpack that thing that we have put into ourselves to justify, they have done us whatever, for the reasons you have made up for yourself, for the narrative. Let's unpack it. Let's understand, why do you think this way? Is what you're saying really true? How do we reframe it? How do we change it? And I'm not talking about trauma. Trauma is very different. That's a very different thing. It's very specialized and should be gone to the right person. But there are things that you just need to unpack it and understand it and say, is that really true? That thing you're saying, is it really true?
And then you push forward.
And you push forward.
Duchess, this was meant to be, guys, this was meant to be a half an hour Q&A session, and it's now an hour 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
Duchess, this is what you do to me, and I know you have somewhere to go. So
I didn't realize
it's an hour 18 minutes. So guys, we have touched on every most angles of life. Duchess, is there anything else you want to say to people before you go about your business and I go about my business?
I just want to say, this podcast, I mean, you guys, you've heard me on this podcast a zillion times.
Not a zillion.
But, apart from all our laughing and all our joking, the reality is that we are at a stage in our lives where some of us are still with the partners of our youth. Some of us are in new relationships. Some of us are hoping to be in new relationships. But the thing that hasn't changed is the fact that we are changing. We always change. Change is constant. We are not who we were before, either by design, by accident, or just by virtue of growing older. And if you find yourself where you're struggling, you don't need to struggle by yourself. You don't need to pretend it's not happening, bury your head in the sand. There are people out there that can help you. Yes, it might cost you money, but you know what? The money you spend in order to get help is going to be far cheaper than the cost of a divorce. cost of going to a hospital, cost of going for, for some mental realignment, the cost of losing someone that means a lot to you. I've had someone come to me about their friendship. It wasn't even a relationship. It was a platonic friend that meant a lot to her. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't make you less of anything. In fact, if you have a growth mindset, you should get help from somebody. It's people that don't have a growth mindset that's run away from getting help. So this is not about me plugging myself. This is about the reality of we need to grow, and sometimes we don't know how to grow in the right direction. So there's somebody out there that can help us to grow in the right direction so that we move and be where we're supposed to be. Because we all have a destination of where we're meant to be. And sometimes life can throw us off course, and sometimes you need someone to bring us back on course. So my people, no shame, there's no shame in our game. My people that know me know I say that a lot. No shame in our game.
No shame.
So
it's very and Duchess, this podcast I know, like you said, we're laughing and we're joking, but it's just to get people to even start talking. Talking about things, just even just having conversations is already the first step forward. Okay, guys. Let me go and even go and have a drink. But I'm gonna have a black coffee. Just make me a black coffee, please. I'm in your house. I'm gonna have a black coffee. Guys, thank you so much for listening to us. If you have any comments, I know you people don't like to comment on the podcast. The ones that like to be sending me a WhatsApp message or using style to comment on Facebook, it's all fine as long as you listen, like, share, learn, whatever you want to do. But yeah. So guys, I'm going to leave you with love, peace, happiness. What else? Good health. Yep. The world is crazy right now. Everybody stay safe. And until next time, take care.